Hi, Anne. Good morning.
Hello.
Good
How are
morning. It's
you?
2 minutes of morning still in here.
Yeah, I know.
Hello. Uh-oh. Let's see. I will share this with Pam. Pam is. I'm just going to be a few minutes trying to get everybody in. Thank you so much.
That's fine. I think I got in early. I wasn't sure. I haven't done Zoom in a while, so I thought I better just get on and make sure I can get on okay.
You are on and you're well, so thank you so much, Anne. It's nice to see your face.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to meet you. I've heard about you and seen some of your posts, but it looks interesting.
I hope it's more than interesting for you. I hope that this week, especially if you're on the fence, that this is something that helps you make that decision for yourself. As I've
Right.
heard a little bit about you, of course, from Pam. She loves to
Right.
talk about her friends, and you're definitely
Yeah.
one that she's mentioned. So thank you so much. I'm excited to
Oh,
hear here.
yeah.
I've got a couple on. I have some people who are on with their phones, and as well as some can come on and, like Pam, as
Hi.
well as come on and share with us. So thank
I
you so
can.
much.
Hi. How you doing, Ann?
There you are.
Yeah. I had to go out and then come back in for some reason. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you were here early, but yeah,
yeah.
typical me. This is me. Is tech savviness is something that is learned, not definitely natural for me. So
So
I appreciate Pam a lot. I appreciate everyone in here just giving me a moment
uh-huh.
for others to get on as well and settle my dogs in the back and
Yeah. I know
okay.
several. I know three people that I think, well, including Ann. Three of my friends are going to come on. So Carol's probably going to be there, and Connie's probably going to be in. So and Jana might. So we'll see. I invited about seven or eight because they expressed to me they were interested. So
Yeah. That
yeah.
sounds good.
Looks like this is Adria.
Yes,
Yeah.
Adrian.
And she's on her phone though, right? Yeah. Hi,
I'm
Adria.
I'm
I
on my
am. Yeah.
phone.
Huh? What?
We couldn't hear you, Adrian. Say hi again.
Hi, everyone. Good morning
Hi.
or good afternoon.
Good morning. Yeah, it's 1 minute past noon, so it's afternoon now.
Good. I'm just posting it back in the group. Yeah, technically, I was just noticing a couple different variations of what I did with the post. So hopefully by tomorrow, we'll have the replay up every day inside of the community. And if this was a miss for anyone due to the link, you will definitely have this up corrected link tomorrow by Tuesday so that you can join us if for any reason that happened today. Apologies. And
Yeah.
yet you're able to see the replay every day because we're going to post it later. This is an opportunity, though, if you can make it live, to join us and to ask some good questions while we're in here. Our
Mhm.
intention today is to help you, as I was just sharing with Ann, just if you are finding this is an interest, this is something that you've maybe considered doing before, that this week really helps to solidify it for you. This is a passion of mine that I will get into my story with you soon. But I also wanted to introduce someone, Pam, who has been with me by God, by grace of God, every day. And this is an opportunity for me to also highlight her in a brand new, way of really saying she's here to help us and help you understand the nuances and how to really do something that I love, commit. This is a community, which is where all of us get together in unity. It's not a my group, it's not a Pam's group, it's all of our groups. So the more we share together, the more we all grow. Yes, Pam?
Yes, and that's what we want want you to do. We want you to. I'm still learning every time. I'm still learning all the time. I know Tracy is too. We're lifelong learners, and she's got a lot of experience, a lot of experience. So she's still my teacher, and I want you to know that there's also a lot of other areas of communicating. We're going to meet for a week, at noon, but on the page, on our group page, which is you're on. I know you're on it, Anne. And Adria, are you on it too?
I am, yes.
Okay, good. I'm trying to encourage everybody to check that out. I'm going to post something very focused one day a week, and then the rest of the week I'm just going to share everything like the way I'd like you guys to share. And like, show us what you had for breakfast. If you have a question about something, if you have a question about anything, we're here. Tracy monitors that page, and I do too. I don't as monitor probably as closely as she does, but I am still on there to help you and answer questions. One or the other of us will answer. And believe me, if I can't answer, Tracy will, because I don't always know everything. I don't.
Well, my partner Pam has been in here also for 20 years into this world, so to say. I have a 4F framework that I'm going over. This is a 5-day challenge where we started back in September with a 10-day challenge. And God brought Pam to me the Friday before the Monday of my challenge last time. That's
Yeah.
how God works. Always the 11th hour.
Yeah.
And it was such a delight as I've gotten to know her on a deeper level, even though she's been in our clinic, and seeing my husband, Dr. Mick, for a chiropractor for 20 years. And I've shared that because she's allowed me to share that.
Absolutely.
I'm just really grateful that happened. And along the way in these 5 days, she'll share more of her journey with you. Mostly, hopefully, between the next couple of days, we'll be sharing more of who we are. But also, I wish to tell you that this is going to be brief. We're here for a week, and yet it's something that I understand, and we both do, that your time is valuable. And so our goal is to keep this 30 minutes. And I kind of laugh with that because we could talk for a long time. And yet
Yes.
I wanted to share for you just briefly where this began for me. And you may know already that my history began in 2004. That was the year my kidney issues came up. And for me, it was very interesting that in 1 month, very quickly, I went from water skiing on the weekends after church with friends to noticing in a couple weeks, like 2 weeks, I wasn't feeling well. And I started to notice I couldn't eat very much, especially after a lot of exercise and exertion, a lot of stress. My body was showing me signs that for the very first time that something was off. I told my husband, and he says that was the first time that he recognized this was serious. When in the middle of the night, after I was experiencing really severe leg cramps, that I got up and he looked at me through the blinds, and the backlit of the blinds, he saw me. He looked at me and he said, I was gray and ashen. And when I said I wasn't right, it was different than not feeling well. And so for me, that was a differentiation. I had a chronic illness here. But within a month, at the end of the month, I was literally on dialysis. It was very fast for me.
Wow.
There was things that was a genetic kidney disorder, but things back when my father was still alive, before he died when I was at 10 years of age, he had gone through a lot. But, the people didn't know a lot about Alports. And it's really been the advent of the internet and so forth that we started to learn more. Yet I know that all disease comes from inflammation. And that same year is the year that Time magazine, for the first time, they put it on their cover. They put inflammation, the silent killer. The same year that I found that I had something had triggered in me. And so through the years, 20 years later, 22 now, epigenetics and understanding so much more of what inflammation really entails, I'm here to now help teach you. And together with Pam, we're really going in today on one of those topics. And the topic is one of the main ones that people come to me from. It's about getting rid of sugar. And it is deeper than sugar is bad. It's understanding that it's hiding everywhere. It's so interweaved into society, and it keeps our body crashing even when you think you're eating healthy. It's a sabotager. And so we're going to be direct. And I'm asking you right now for permission. permission to be straight and say, you can look at one area, maybe saying, I'm not going to add sugar to my coffee. Yet today we're going to help really encompass more of where it is. And I ask you not to just pick one source, but to really say, I'm removing sugar from my food, from my life for at least this 5 days. And maybe you say today. If you say one day, congratulations. Well, we're here to support you live every day to do it for at least 5 days. And it's really removing all sugar. And for now, such a time as this, as it says in the Bible, because the US government finally did something last week that I never thought in the 22 years that I've been doing this that they would ever do. They flipped that food pyramid finally upside down and they declared a war on sugar. I say that with a smile because I really never thought they would do that. It's a surprise to me. Really, after 2 kidney transplants now and feeling really healthier than I ever have in my whole life, I'm here to share that sugar creates inflammation, and it's at the cellular level. And cancer feeds off of sugar. Inflammation is caused by sugar. It is the root cause of all dis-ease, I had a doctor once say. And chronic diseases thrive off of that sugar. So here's a question. Are you actually ready to do something about it? And maybe it's okay if you're just interested. I get it. And there's no condemnation or judgment. It's here to really share with you that I know you can, that if you give yourself permission, and I love breaking down words and phonetically, permission is per her mission. And if you can put that in your mind right now, that you actually choose to identify as being sugar-free or being healthy, however you get to say it, that is what I know you can choose today. So thank you, Pam. Did you have anything you wanted to start out with, babe?
No other than the fact that as we're talking about this, I want you to know that you can do anything for one day. You can do anything for 3 days. And I'll tell you, 3 days is the chip with this. And I posted something on the page on Saturday. But this is true. By the 3rd day, I wasn't missing sugar as much as I thought I was. And I was kind of getting into the grit sugar. And so, oh, good. Pat Lufer, my best buddy from forever. Hi, Pat. Okay, let's see. Can you undo your mic?
I think she is.
Yeah. Okay. But by the end of 3 days, I had lost some of the body aches, and by the end of the 5th day, I felt great. By the end of the 10th day, it was like amazing. And it's funny because I just had a text from another friend who said, "Oh my God, Pam, there's sugar in everything." And she hasn't joined us, but I sent her all the handouts, like I sent you, Pat and Ann. And it had a lot of, there's just a lot of sugar, and even artificial sweeteners aren't good. There's a lot of things. Tracy's going to get into all this, but the thing is, it's worth the 5 days. And after the 5 days, you can carry it. You want to go longer, and Tracy's going to talk about that too. But I'm telling you, you will feel different. And that's the big bonus. You'll feel amazing, and food will feel amazing. And Pat, just like when you quit smoking a long time ago, you remember, and when I did too.
I did too.
Yep. Suddenly food tasted better. Food tasted better. I mean, it's like, wow,
Yeah, your taste buds actually came alive. And that's one of the things I do in a program. I did a inflammatory program, and I love doing this with our clients and patients, because once you've started this, after 3 days, it says after 72 hours that your cells start to fire again, and then receptor sites start to come back, is what's really going on at a science level. And what happens is our taste buds taste food better. And we had a beautiful blueberry, at least I did. And I just, oh my gosh, I encourage you to do this too, is to be in your food, is to notice, oh my gosh, things pop in your mouth. Real food is super sweet. And that's what she's referencing to a little bit of. It makes you go, ooh, whatever she's having, I want that.
Yeah.
But that is true. What are you committing to is to seeing that all sugar it's everywhere. It really is. And they knew how to hook us, because when you start to look at ingredients, the front of anything, the label, is this marketing ploy. They use buzzwords. What we really get to an opportunity to is to turn things over and see what's really inside, and looking not at the nutrient label, but the ingredients. And
Okay. The little bitty part they hide, or
yeah,
they
the
hide at
tiny
the
little,
bottom here.
wear your glasses, and somebody
They're
else, I need a
tiny.
magnifying glass. And then shopping does get a little longer when you do this, because you start to look at everything and you're like, oh my gosh, it's in everything. It's in the first thing that really surprised me. Obvious is it's in desserts and candy and coffee. But I also heard, I didn't realize when I started to do this how much it's really in complex carbs, the bread and the pasta. That was one thing that did surprise me, as I heard this, and 2 slices of whole wheat bread actually holds your glycemic index. It's a higher, longer than if you ate or drank a Coke or had a piece of candy. 2 whole wheat pieces of bread. I mean, I thought that was healthy. So yes, they
Yeah.
all turn to sugar as soon as they touch your taste buds. Your saliva
Mhm.
breaks that down. I
Wow.
also thought it was more obvious that it's in things like condiments. I didn't realize how much it was in things like ketchup. And I had a daughter who literally used to eat ketchup with chicken. Like ketchup was a major food source for her when she
Right.
went out, when she was younger. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's in everything. Flavored yogurt. You think you're doing yourself a service by having yogurt. Many of us do. Until you start to look at when it's flavored, it definitely adds sugar. And even understanding that dairy in itself holds sugar because it's naturally a sugar item. And what's funny about that is many of us, I've been around for a while. As I said, I've been doing this for 22 years, but my mom actually is a nurse, and she's a psychiatric nurse by trade. She used to teach nursing. So I grew up with a pretty healthy foundation. I married someone who ended up being a chiropractor. My aunt and uncle are chiropractors. So this was around in my life. And what I found was we were doing the skim milk for a long time. My parents bought into it. But
Yeah.
did you know skim milk actually holds more sugar than whole milk? It is actually that they remove all of the fat, and we'll talk about fats tomorrow. So I just want to preempt that. They remove all of the fat, which is where the taste is, so they have to add back in sugar and the fortification of vitamins and so forth if it's not raw milk. So again, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But where do you feel that it's hiding, or have you already noticed some of the places where it's hiding for you that your go-to? Artificial sugar included. Did you know that there's artificial sugar in things? Like some people used to go, well, I understand we're going sugar free, but can I do honey? It's a great question. Honey in itself, it can be very healthy. Yet, when we are looking at lowering inflammation, sugar, honey is included. It's inflammatory also. How
Mhm.
about coconut sugar?
I don't know.
Coconut sugar has been pretty big in the last couple of years. People are talking about coconuts, which I love. A coconut sugar also inflames you. It's sugar. So the only thing, the way I was taught, the only sugar or an artificial, which it's not artificial, is stevia. It's in plant. It
Um,
isn't derived from sugar. So you
yeah.
can have it without triggering inflammation.
And and you said the liquid's the best.
The liquid is the best. I don't
Mhm.
go to the processed powdered sugar because it is more processed. The liquid version can be better. Even better is growing it your own self, right? The green version. I'm wearing green today. The
But
green version, and crushing it up. You can't, several people do that, but it's 300 times sugar or sweeter than sugar. So
yeah.
that's pretty intense.
And the liquid's easy to find. I found it
I
at the
do.
grocery store because I've been using the packets of sugar, um, the stevia, but I tried the liquid. But I'm gonna tell you, I found I've become a real label reader. I always have been a label reader. I just hadn't read the ingredients part. But when you posted on, please, I can't say this enough. Please check on the Facebook page every day and set up notifications if you're not going to run in and check, because
Thank you.
every day there's something worth reading. And one of the things that Tracy asked us to do was to, what was your, oh, wow. what, that has sugar in it? And all the years I've been looking for sugar anyway, and especially since September when I really got on the I'm not going to have sugar bandwagon, I thought I pretty much knew everything. Well, I got to tell you, I had an aha, and I'm going to show you. I've got it right here. Okay, I have used PB2 forever. It's powdered peanut butter, and it's really good. Um, and Pat knows this story. I told her last night. The I thought it was just peanuts. Ingredients, it says peanuts. I thought I've always bought it. It's great. I love it. And it's, good protein. It's got 6 grams of protein for if you have a tablespoon or two tablespoons of that comes down once you add the water, it becomes 1 tablespoon, but 2 tablespoons of protein. That's really good. That would be 6 grams of protein. So I thought, oh, that's good. Well, I was talking to my sister about it because I really like this. There's a lot of powdered peanut butters out there that stink, but this is really good. So she said, well, I bought something at Walmart and it was better. And she said it had less sugar in it. I said, well, there's no sugar in PB2. She goes, yeah, there is. And I go, no, there isn't. So I went in and looked in the cabinet. Okay, it's got here contain ingredients: roasted peanuts, which I knew that, sugar and salt.
Oh,
So I did some investigation because PB is the best flavor, and I found this. It's the same company. It's called PB Fit, and it has 9 grams of protein for the same 2 tablespoons. And guess what's in the ingredients? Peanuts. Period.
really? Huh.
Yes. So if you're like powder, I put this in I flavor with it, and I also make peanut butter if I want a little peanut butter because it's really good. And but it says no added salt or sugar. So all this time it wasn't much that was added, but when I got looking down into it, it was still 5 grams.
That's really a good point. If I could double click right there. A
Uh-huh.
lot of people think, well, it's just a little bit of sugar. It won't be bad. I also run since 2016, I've run an Advantage program that we used to promote on Great Day Houston, and we still use inside of our clinic. And I know a little bit of sugar will throw you out of fat burning. And if this is something that the point of what you're doing it for is to get into sugar burning and to lower your weight, and we're clear here. We're not asking you to get on a scale. What I would say real quick is to maybe take a picture of yourself, because if you do this long enough, and Pam showed it yesterday, you will lose weight naturally. But that's not the goal, is to weigh yourself, because I don't like to get into that mindset. You can look at the scale, you can think you're feeling good, get on that darn thing, and it's like, oh, and it can ruin your day. And we'll talk about mindset on Thursday. One of the things I know is a little bit of sugar will throw you out of fat burning, and it can interrupt you for up to 5 days. And on
Right.
that Advantage program is a 2-month program where I trust it. You could lose 20 to 40 pounds inside of that 2 months. Unless you
Ooh.
add a little bit of sugar, it will throw you out and it could ruin your program up to like a fourth of a period. So thanks for mentioning that. A little bit of sugar, you think it's harmless.
Mhm.
It depends on what you're really doing. And again, I said the word community and commit earlier. Commit. Can you really say commit to you? You're committing to something for 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, or at least 10 days. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, because when you do it for 10 days, on that program, when they would come in the first time after starting was on day 10. Oh my gosh, their face would be lit up. They would come in going, I don't really want to do this. We used to take pictures. I no longer do that, but they would do a body composition, which Pam also talked about, the whole metrics of weighing your water weight, weighing your body fat, your muscle mass. The composition is really helpful, and to get a good scale for that is helpful. I love measuring things. It's pleasurable when you focus on it.
Mhm.
And what I notice is really not to get so much into that, but taking a picture of yourself. You didn't want to do it. So do it on your own. And it's not something we're saying you must do, but you will notice even after 10 days how much clarity comes back of your thinking, how good you feel. Pam is a testimony to that, of her
Mhm.
motion in her shoulders. I notice it after my own inflammatory experience of getting out of bed. You're getting out of bed when you have full body breakdown, or you're having, I was in ICU as well as some of you I know have had hard challenges. And when you're coming out of that, just getting up, you're like, oh, I can open my eyes. But then you start to move, you're like, ow, oh. And that starts to feel better in as little as 3 days. It really, really does. Can you imagine 10 days of it? It's amazing. And then
Uh-huh.
you can imagine from that point of imagining even going further. And we'll talk more about that on day 5. This is something, thank you, Pam, that was perfect for mentioning, because it's in healthy products all the time. It can say healthy granola, healthy protein bars, healthy condiments, or healthy artificial sweeteners, which we just talked about. So your body still responds. And why it matters is because it keeps inflammation at high. And then you really never get to experience a difference. So we do encourage you to try for 3 days to say yes. And soon you too will say, oh, I forgot to wake up without any pain.
Yeah. Or sitting in a rest. These two friends of mine are lunchtime friends too. And when you're sitting in a booth for a while and you get up,
Oh, yeah.
you have to. Now, when you get a little older, it does get a little harder, but
Mhm.
but still, it was like it really it makes a difference. And I want to say one more thing, because I want to talk to you about, if you don't mind, Tracy, I just want to talk about the Tiff Street thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead then.
Okay.
That's perfect. I removed something else, so that's perfect.
Okay. I'll keep it focused. That's what I'm working on. Well, I was real good during the holidays and everything was great. And then I kind of went on a Tiff Street. I have Tiff Streets and I have canceled my membership with Tiff Street because I got a little scared, because I took some, I bought some cookies, and I'm not going to talk about them because we're not here to talk about cookies, but I bought some cookies and I had them delivered and they were great. But I thought, why did I do this? I haven't had sugar, purposely had any sugar since September 21st. And that's the thing. I felt amazing. I felt so good. Food tasted so good. I didn't miss it. But these cookies were a new one, and it looked so good. And I thought, oh, what the heck? Well, I ended up giving them to the raccoons, because after I had,
Imagine the raccoons.
yeah, they were like, of course, they're probably all depressed.
They were happy, I'm
Messed
sure.
up. Yeah. And so, but when I ate them, I got felt so bad. I was so foggy. I had word retrieval. You get older, you have word retrieval issues anyway, but I couldn't remember a word. I had to focus so hard to
Really?
stay on things. I paid my real estate taxes, and when I was paying my real estate taxes, I had to go to a different site and sign up. Usually that's a piece of cake for me. Oh my God, I kept forgetting which one I was paying, and it was like, I can't have this. I can't have this. So I gave them to the raccoons and canceled my elite membership. It's sad to say that I had one, but I because they
Thanks for
offered
admitting it.
bargains.
You're seen and loved, Pam. Really,
Okay,
it's a safe place to admit these things.
I know. Oh my God,
Which is sometimes hard.
it's the feeling. It's the feeling that I missed. It wasn't. I got on the scales. It didn't even really affect my weight. Those 6 cookies I ate in a day and a half, and so it was like, but it affected the way I felt to a scary point that it's taken me about 2 weeks to get back to normal.
Really?
So there it is, guys. Yeah. And that wasn't just, I had a little bit of sugar in my PB2. No, I had giant masses of refined sugar in those cookies. I mean, oh my God. So see, it threw me so badly that I don't want to. That it takes a lot to throw me from saying, I get a cookie once in a while. I can,
Right.
but not 6.
Yeah.
And I can't buy those without
Not a
eating.
dozen.
Not a dozen, no.
And thinking you're going to give them away, but you're going to eat them.
No, I know.
It's really that sabotage. It's an addiction. It chemically
is.
changes us.
Totally
It
is.
increases cortisol. We've heard of cortisol. Cortisol is more addicted to sugar than it is to caffeine. We know that's addictive. We also know that it's more addictive than cocaine. And it also increases adrenaline, epinephrine. It keeps us in something of your nervous system called fight or flight, which you're always then now looking for the danger. You're always going, oh my gosh, something's going on. Your blood isn't in your gut to help you digest those cookies. It's
Right.
actually going to your extremities. And
Yeah.
therefore, we don't sleep well. There goes your clarity in your head because your blood isn't there. There's nothing needed to think about when you're running from a tiger. You just run.
You
So
run.
this
Yeah.
is an innate. Your body is just protecting you. It went into protective mode. It's doing what it's supposed to do, Pam,
Yeah.
but it doesn't always do what we want it to do unless we
Mhm.
start to understand these principles.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share, I started to learn these principles back 22 years ago when I had my episode in 2004. We were really not yet with principled chiropractors. It had just happened right after that, my husband was a chiropractor already, and he had just opened, get this, I wasn't prepared to say this, but in 1 month, I talk about that month that went from water skiing. He was also that month building out and the end phase after 90 days of his own practice. After 9 years of being an associate with another beautiful chiropractor here in Cyprus and in Houston, he was going off on his own. He was opening that month on the 25th. And it was the 2 days afterwards that I went to that doctor who said, and literally, I walked in and met this nephrologist after getting my blood pressure taken 2 days before from a doctor. He's like, you need to see this other doctor right away because my blood pressure was hypertensive. I was going stroke mode. I wondered why my head was pounding and feeling like crap. But then it was literally, I walked in 2 days after he opened that clinic. That doctor looked at us. My husband went with me and he said, you need a transplant or you're going to die.
Oh gosh.
That was him meeting me.
Wow.
He thought from my labs that I had already known this was going on. It was like a frog in hot water, boiling water. It's just warm. You turn it up slowly. Sugar gets that way into us. I'm 58. I don't know how long you guys have been eating around here, but food has changed since we were younger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh
that
yeah.
warm water now turning up to boiling. The United States just declared war, for goodness sakes, on sugar and processed foods.
Yeah.
And what I did do is something similar to this. I was in a community of other chiropractors, principled chiropractors. It was called Body by God back then, and I loved it. It was really immersive. My husband quickly found himself in one of the higher levels. People liked him. He's hilarious. He's funny and he's very attractive. And so we were part of the leads. And it was us going into community like this and being immersed with other doctors on vacations, on seminars. We would go from all points of the country to staying in hotels or staying in homes, even more. It was so beautiful. I remember the first time I stayed in a home with like 3 other families. And in the kitchen was where the magic happened. They were showing me how to live this out. They were showing me the way. And it was so clear. Oh my gosh, I thought I was in the world. I told you, I was around medical people and health professionals my whole life. I thought I knew this stuff. And to the degree I did, but I didn't. I didn't always
Yeah.
practice it. I didn't teach my kids, which is what, if you're a parent or a grandparent, listen up. We get to model it. It's not what we say, it's what we do. And in that kitchen, what they were doing guided me. And that's why last week on Tuesdays, I'm saying yes to going live on Tuesdays. And last week on Tuesday, I was in the kitchen to show you how to make that detox drink. It's a great way to wake up your cells. It's a great way to start to alkaline your body and detoxify. And so I'm committing to things that are uncomfortable for me because you know what? It's in the uncomfort zone that we grow. And that's why I say, come with us. And this is what we're committing to, is just showing you how this works. Pam's committing to going on Fridays or once a week to share the changes that she's going through. And she's been in it too for 20 years. And just like you have a story. I've heard some stories and I know some of you all personally too in the group. And thank you for being a part of this because I understand, again, it's more of us when we get on to share our stories. And this is what maybe work for me. Maybe somebody else will go, oh, that sounds great. I'm not the guru here. I am a guide. I am definitely somebody who's been through and I've coached over 300 people. Yet I know there's things that I don't always catch everything. So sharing is huge. And I want to end on a couple things here. Trying to end on 30 minutes. It's already a little late, but what makes this challenge different from every other difference is my F framework. I have 4 F's in my framework, and today we talk mostly about food. We're also talking about removing sugar and fats. So tomorrow we'll talk about fats. And then on day 3, we're going to talk about how your plate can look. That's your focus also. And I'm going to, on day 4, talk more about focus and our words, which I'd like to get to in just a moment. Because every day I'd like to leave you with something that really helps you land in this, helps you get more into your body and get out of your stinking thinking. Who knows? We need a pattern interrupt. This is something for us to hopefully pattern interrupt with. And that's the third one. It's food, focus, and feelings. And then we're really going to start to feel free. And that's the last one. There's many different versions of freedom. It's moving from fear to faith. And your words matter.
Yeah.
So you will be tempted. You will find things come at you because whenever you say, I'm not going to do sugar, you're going to go, oh, there's sugar, there's sugar, there's sugar. And people will bring you sugar. People will send you coupons for cookies to bring you more sugar.
Yes.
What we can do is say out loud something called an affirmation, which I actually learned to call it a decree, which is very similar from the Greek word to cut. It is to cut off and draw a line in the sand and say, this is me now. I choose to go sugar-free today or whatever. But you can repeat these words because words are powerful. We created the world with the words, he said. So you can repeat a couple of these, and maybe 1 or 2 of these will land more than the others. I mean, they'll feel really good. You might go and have a beautiful exhale. That's a clue that it's really for you to repeat and repeat. And when you see that cookie coupon or whatever else comes in your emails, like it has for me too, you'll repeat one of these. So you can repeat this out loud. That gives us power. Or in your head, you can say, I can release sugar. And go ahead and say it out loud or in your mind. I can release sugar. And just feel that for a moment. Does it feel true? Does it feel possible? Or does it feel like it's a lie? And that's okay too. So it might be the first time you really are connecting here. You notice I'm slowing down. I love breath work. It got me to really slow down and breathe. Another one might say, I will release sugar today. Is that a little easier to say? I will release sugar today. And breathe with it. Does today help you to say I can do it for one day?
Yeah, I can do it for one day.
Yay. How about another one? I am sugar-free. Oh, notice here, I'm not saying not on purpose. I'm not going to do sugar. I'm not going to, ever. Because the words not are a contraction, and they're actually, our mind then goes to sugar, sugar. But when we say, I am sugar-free, we're changing our identity here. We're focused on what I am versus what I am not. And that too is so powerful. It feels more like an identity shift. And this is how we do really shift things, and behaviors get shifted with your identity. So here's what we do. This is what we're saying. For this week, I would like you to do a couple things. Prep your food. You can't make good decisions, and I said can't on purpose. You make better decisions when you're not hungry. How about that? So prep some food. I like a kitchen, like a refrigerator I can open up that looks like a salad bar. That's healthy foods. So maybe hard boil some eggs, put them in there. Already unshelled if that's easier for you. I keep them in the shell because they last at least 3 days or longer. Can you cut up some vegetables? Maybe have them in a little container of water. Cook your meat, prep some meat. It's a beautiful day here in Houston. Can you grill up some burgers or chicken? Have some canned tuna, or go to the chef even over at our local HEB. And anybody who's not in Texas, y'all are jealous. But you can go to your deli counter and ask for things like shrimp and to have them parboil it for you. So
Yeah,
you don't even say, I won't, I don't know how to cook these things. They'll steam it for you. And so have your breakfast ready for the next day. So tomorrow morning you get up and you're probably going to be on autopilot and remembering after you already poured sugar in your coffee, oops, that's all you need to say. Oops, I remember. And so have your breakfast ready to go. Have things out ready to change the patterns, to pattern interrupt yourself, and set your space up to succeed. Have vitamins out if you do vitamins. Have water bottles already filled. I like to put in some pink salt in mine for electrolytes, because if you're doing natural foods, and we're used to, especially fast foods or packaged foods, they already had a lot of sodium. We're looking for minerals. There is a difference here. And this is healthy. And I'm a kidney transplant person. I talk about sodium a lot in the past. Yet I know the difference when you have a really good, this is a pink salt or maybe a Celtic salt that has good mineral content. We put some in our water. Have that available for yourself. And maybe write down one of those affirmations or decrees that you just said. And have that on some Post-it notes. Put that Post-it note on your mirror where you brush your teeth. Have it on your fridge. Have it in your car. Have it at work. That's how we break our patterns. That's how we change habits. And because you're waking up then every day ready, they're more likely to succeed. And come into this community every morning at 8 o'clock-ish. I'm going to post some tips. And hopefully you'll share too, now that we've encouraged you. Please share. This is a safe space. There's no judgment. I'm here to watch you just like I'm watching me, and Pam too. We're here to just guide you. That's my dog. This is how you're going to show your kids, by preparing. Instead of just talking about it, you're going to show them that you're doing it. Your partner is going to see the changes in you. Trust me. They don't have to join you. They will want to soon enough. And your coworkers will see you slowing down, calming down, being clearer versus so chaotic. And this is how we collectively and consciously unprocess. So thank you for being with us. Thanks for hitting reset yourself. And this is the final truth. Are you ready? Are you really ready to say no to the enemy, to stop feeding the enemy and start fueling and feeding yourself, nourishing yourself with your words and your thoughts, feelings, and your food? This is where we are today. We're about our food and focusing on feeling good. And that's where real freedom comes from. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much, everybody else, Adria, and who else joined us. If I've missed you, apologies. But if you are watching this on the replay, please share with us something, because everybody this week who comments, I'm putting you in for a drawing, and I'm picking 5 people who will win my 5-minute reset. It's a meditation and a guidance and breath work that is something that I've offered as a paid item before, and you'll receive that for free. So be sure to comment, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.